I posted a poll on my Bisexual Real Talk channel asking people if they would feel it possible to support me through Patreon to allow me to return to making Bisexual Real Talk videos on a more permanent basis, more regular basis. And hi, I'm Alex Anders, and this is the Bisexual Romance Author Vlog. And today I'm going to be talking about three things. I'm going to talk about my experiences wearing my bisexual t-shirts out in the wild. I'm going to talk about the book I just published. And also I'm going to talk about the future of Bisexual Real Talk, because it looks like there might be one with Patreon. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to talk about is wearing bisexual t-shirts in the wild. Last video I talked about I'm going to wear like my bi mode t-shirt at the gym. I did it. There was no incident. My friend was there. Really was like, it was a non-issue for me. So because that went so well, and I had mentioned in my last video that I was going to start wearing my bisexual t-shirts out in the wild, outside of the gym. So I thought, okay, well, the next day we were supposed to be going to this vegan festival. Not vegan, but we were supposed to go to this vegan festival. And I texted my friends saying they were going to go hiking in the farmer's market beforehand. But I texted them saying, okay, so after doing that, is it just the festival? And she's like, yes, it's just the festival. So I said, oh, it's perfect. It's a perfect time for me to test out my famously bisexual t-shirt in the wild, right? Because, you know, vegans, right? They're open people. They're not going to care, right? Okay, so with that in the way, I, put on my t-shirt the next morning and I start driving to the festival. And I get a text from my friend saying, oh, by the way, let's meet at this bar. And I'm thinking, okay, yeah, sure, we'll meet at the bar. Thinking we're just going to meet at the bar and then just walk outside and then just walk right to the festival. So I park my car, which is kind of a distance away, and I'm walking through North Hollywood wearing my famously bisexual t-shirt. And I look down on the sidewalk, and there's a homeless dude on the sidewalk with his dog. And I'm like, not drawing any attention to myself, just walking by. And as soon as I pass him, I hear, hey, I like your t-shirt. And there's no sarcasm in the voice. There's a homeless guy. I turn back and I go, thank you. He's like, yeah, I just want to let you know I like your t-shirt. I'm like, thank you. So a homeless guy complimented me on my famously bisexual t-shirt. So I get to the bar and we end up having a few drinks. I fast, so I hadn't had anything to eat since about 10 p.m. the previous night, and it was now 1 p.m. So I'm starting to feel my drinks right away. And then as we, grab some food and stuff, they ate some food. I didn't eat food there. We go to walk to the festival, and I'm feeling a little buzzed. But as I'm walking to the festival, there's these two guys who are walking towards me, and even though I'm not looking at them, I can tell that one of these dudes is gay. So we're walking by, and I noticed something that caused me to look at him just as we passed by, just in time for him to see him do this. He's obviously looking at my shirt, then he looks up and goes, just like, that's a look, just kind of like a, what? What? So that was the next impression I got. So we continue walking from there to the vegan festival. And we're walking around trying to decide where we're going to eat. Again, not vegan. Walking around to decide to eat, but I choose something. And I order, and I'm standing up, of course, a little table and people behind the table. And the person behind the table, after I order, they're looking at me, they're talking to me, and one woman turns to me and says, nice t-shirt. I'm like, well, thank you. Oh, nice, thank you. So from there, I'm feeling still not buzzed, but I'm still feeling kind of happy. And although this was supposed to be the last thing, my friend says to me, so where do we go now? And me feeling kind of happy, not thinking about what I'm wearing, I say, oh, there's the Americana, which is this huge, huge mall in Glendale. So without thinking about it, we go, okay, let's go to Glendale. And we're driving down to Glendale. And I'm like, as I'm driving there, I'm going, oh, right, I'm wearing this shirt in a place that's just families and a mall with a ton of people in it. Wow, I did not think this all the way through. So I get there and I have to wait for her. So I park my car, I go into the mall, and I'm sitting down on the couches waiting for my friend. And I could just see people looking over my shirt, reading it, because I don't know if you noticed it, but it's big. That's big. It's just plastered across my shirt on my chest. And I'm sitting there and people are just you could see there was one woman who was sitting straight across me, 30 something woman. And her eyes just keep popping there. Her eyes keep popping there. And then she turns to the guy. I don't know what she's talking to the guy about, but she turns to the guy and says something. And I can just feel like people looking at me because they actually are. But at the same time, they're not saying anything negative or anything like that. It's just looking at me. So we hang out. So if my friend eventually comes, we hang out at the mall for a bit, walking through the mall. No incidences. Then we go across to, we go from the mall, Glendale Mall, to the gallery, to the Americana. And we go into the Samsung store, and there's a VR kind of game there. So we do the VR games, and I know that there are kids like staring at me because there are other kids in there, and the other people. And at one point I have my goggles on, I'm in a chair and I'm shaking, and everyone's like watching you when you do this. So I know that all the kids and everyone watching me is staring at my shirt, going, "Famously bisexual." Jeez. I'm just like, I did not think this all the way through. And after that, my friend says, "You want to grab something?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's grab something." So we go to Shake Shack. And I'm in Shake Shack, and I order my thing, and I'm just like waiting in the counter. And I see one guy, he's like 40 something or early 50s. And I could see him staring at my shirt. He's walking to me. And as he finishes reading, he just looks up at me. He just starts smiling. Like, that's it, just starts smiling. And that was the last experience with the shirt. So clearly, like, people noticed the shirt. A lot of people noticed the shirt. It was mostly compliments. The only thing that was even close to a negative thing was the clearly gay guy who gave me kind of a confused sort of look. So you know what? It was kind of a success. And then yesterday when I went to the gym, I wore my pocket flag shirt. And honestly, as I was wearing it, I wasn't even thinking of anything. I don't know what. I think that less people know what the flag looks like than people who know the word bisexual. So it's actually, by me wearing this, I felt like I was being more closeted than any of my other t-shirts. So that was just that. But yeah, that's one of my experiences wearing the bisexual t-shirts. I recommend it. It was nothing but positive things, certainly in Los Angeles, or specifically Glendale, where I was. So I'm really curious to know what your experiences are when you wear shirts like this. So that's that. So the next thing is I just finished the book that I had talked about on Sunday, which is officially called Aladdin's First Time. Here's the cover. And I'll talk more about what the book is about, like, in another video. But I will mention that right now it's just been released. What I'd mentioned before, what I do is I release my books everywhere first, and then other than Amazon, and I do that for 2 weeks. And then I release it on Amazon, in which case it's not available anywhere else, because it has to go to Kindle Unlimited, and it's the rules about where it can be released with that. So if you are interested in getting Aladdin's First Time, which is more it's like a light bisexual romance. Like there's not really a strong through line with him and a female, so it's more like a gay romance than it is a bisexual romance. But technically, considering what's counting as a bisexual romance, it is a bisexual romance. So if you want to check it out, all the links to them are in the description below. And finally, I'd like to thank Leah for making a suggestion. And I know other people have suggested this before, but I guess it just right timing. The right timing makes all the difference. It looks like we'll definitely be returning to Bisexual Real Talk. I posted a poll on my Bisexual Real Talk channel asking people if they would feel it possible to support me through Patreon to allow me to return to making Bisexual Real Talk videos on a more permanent basis, more regular basis. And so far, 74 people have responded. And they've all responded with different, with different levels of support. And that's great. I haven't posted the actual website yet, and I'll let you know when I do. But so far, it seems really good. And it seems like if the people who said they would support actually do support, I will absolutely be able to devote so much more of my time to Bisexual Real Talk. And I'll be able to do the things that I wanted to do. Like I don't know if you've seen my the video I did for the Kickstarter campaign. It's an animated video. And I found someone in Argentina to do the animation for me. And he did an excellent job. So when I talked about returning to Bisexual Real Talk and having like a big idea, well, part of that big idea was to do videos that are part animated and part real, like using animation to explain whatever points I'm trying to make, because there's a lot of educational videos that use animation, and they are very, very popular. So I thought, for to spread the message about bisexuality more, that I should use animation, because animation just tends to get more viewers. That way, more people are educated about bisexuality. And if people are able to support me with Patreon the way they say they are, then I will be able to do that. And I will be able to do that on a fairly regular basis. I was thinking about doing it maybe once a month, when I was paying for it myself, or maybe once every 2 weeks if my books were to get back to where they were. But with the support of you guys, I might be able to do an animated video every single week. How fantastic would that be? So, and I'll tell you what the levels of tiers are. Maybe you can give me some feedback on this. So for the levels of tiers for the Kickstarter, what I'm thinking about doing is, there's going to be a dollar option, which, the kind of the thank you in return is warm and fuzzies. That's all I can do for $1. But the next level up is $5, and for that you'll get a free book. So if you're, a monthly subscriber, every month you'll be able to get a free book on one of my bisexual romances, or any of my books actually, probably your choice. And the next one up from that is $30, and for $30 you get a free T-shirt every month. So, do you like the Famously Bisexual T-shirt? Well, if you support me, then I will send you the Famously Bisexual T-shirt as a thank you. So that's at $30. At $40. And this is where it gets interesting, and this is where it gets fun, because I understand there's a lot of people around the world who don't have access to other bisexuals. They don't know any bisexuals in their city or their town. They might not even know any bisexuals in their country. Like, there are many people who view me from places where bisexuality isn't accepted. So for $40, you would be able to get access to a group, like a group chat, where people in the chat will be able to just talk about bisexual topics and talk about their life and experiences as a bisexual. So if you have no access to a bisexual, this would be a perfect opportunity to get to know other bisexuals. And that would be the $40 option. And then there's the $100 option, where you get one-on-one chats with me, probably like an hour for the first one and 45 minutes for everyone after that. And we could talk about bi life. We could talk about your experiences being bisexual, the things that you're concerned about, the things you were working on, like all those things. Like, you'll get a 1 hour session for the $100. And then I was thinking about, because I was looking at Elena Fenders, or Miss Fenders, or maybe it's Elena Joy now. She's another YouTuber. She does a Patreon, and she has a $500 option. And I was thinking, well, I should at least offer that in case someone would really like to support the channel. And a thank you for that would be kind of what I would be referring to as like bisexual life coaching. So you would get like 3 one-on-one chat sessions with me in the month. You get access to the group chat. You would get a free T-shirt every month, and then you would also get a free book. So you get like everything plus 2 additional one-on-ones. That's the thoughts. That's the site I'm thinking of setting up right like after I finish this video. What do you think? Do you think that's a good idea? Do you think there's other things that might be better? Do you think like the prices are good? Like, what are your feelings on it? I really need your feedback on this. I want to get something that people like, something people can use. And so far, except for the $500 option, on the poll, they all seem to be very popular. The one-on-one sessions are actually more popular than I thought they would be. So much so that I'm almost thinking I might have to put a limit on how many of those I can do. So yeah, please let me know what your thoughts are. This is the video. If you want to check out the T-shirts, by the way, I'm going to put a link in the description below on where you can get the T-shirts, or you can check out my books and all that stuff, including, of course, Aladdin's First Time. So until the next video, stay cooler, my bisexual and reader friends. Stay cooler, and I look forward to the feedback. Bye.